Hey, it's Kim, and it's time for a Britney rant. Special thank you, as always, to my sponsor, FREEZO. FREEZO is a delicious and affordable frozen iced coffee drink you can make from home. I am obsessed with this stuff, and if you love frozen coffee, you need this in your life. Check out the links in the description, and if you choose to buy some, you can use my code ItsKim10 for 10% off. So the last 2 weeks have made it pretty clear to me that I need to distance myself a bit from making Britney content. The dialogue surrounding Britney lately is getting a little bit crazy. For example, 2 weeks ago, TMZ reported that when Britney went out for dinner, she had an episode, and then it became worldwide news for a week. I was pissed. And then fans felt like it was the best idea in the world to call the cops on her and demand a wellness check because Britney deleted her Instagram for the millionth time and posted a picture of a car. Guys, Britney's song may be circus, but these people are the clowns. Then Britney called out Alyssa Milano last night for bullying her on Twitter, which my reaction to that is freaking good. Britney's had enough people walking all over her saying whatever the heck they want for years, and she hasn't been able to say anything back. Alyssa shouldn't need to use Britney's name to get headlines, and I felt like it was incredibly out of line, and if I hadn't have been up to my eyeballs in my job at the time, I would have gone off. But the issue I'm having right now is more with the media cycle. Kara Cunningham was right all those years ago. No matter how much Britney gives, people want more. She is a human who has been through unspeakable trauma, and she's handling it to the best of her ability. And honestly, the people that are hypercritical of her, I would love to see some of you go through a fraction of the trauma that she has experienced and handle it any better, considering that people follow her and record her and dissect her every move. Britney is nothing less than a survivor, and you have the opportunity, if you don't like her, to change the channel, or close your browser window, or unfollow her, or whatever. You don't have to watch her. But she doesn't get that privilege. She can't make the machine stop. She can't stop the paparazzi from following her. She can't stop the tabloids. Now she can't even literally be in her own house without being harassed. The media loves to take these insignificant things and blow them up out of proportion and make them into week-long stories that give them content. Now, I personally think, speculation, that the reason they do that is because they want to be able to have Britney's head up on the banner of their website because they know that it'll get clicks. But they'll sensationalize it while simultaneously ignoring what it is Britney's actually trying to say. I think a perfect example of that is when she's talked about that she now has nerve damage down one side of her body, and that dancing for her brings her relief. So, what does the media report on? Britney's crazy dancing in her house. So it gets people all worked up, and then there's this obsession. Is Britney okay? Is Britney alive? Is she a clone? Literally the other night when Britney tweeted about the fans crossing a line on her boundaries, there was a guy that responded to her tweet that told her to go outside and get a newspaper with today's date on it and take a picture with it so we'd know she was okay. Can you imagine being the type of person that has the audacity to tell someone to take a picture like a hostage? But the thing is, even if she did that, I can tell you exactly what would happen. People would scream that it was photoshopped, that it was a deep fake, that her eyes looked scared, that she mouthed something in the video that they're trying to decipher, that she was wearing a color that sent a message. And even if that video or that picture was completely legitimate and showed no signs of anything else, it doesn't matter because that's not actually her. Nothing will ever be enough. I am a massive Britney fan, and that is not changing. But I'm choosing to move forward and focusing on the positive and what Britney wants us to talk about. The general public is not entitled to every detail of her life. We are only entitled to what she wishes to share. Period. I feel like as a society, we've learned nothing from 2007. I mean, the paparazzi are still out of control. People crossing her boundaries. We're listening to Perez Hilton. Like, what is wrong with us? And I know people have opinions and they have questions, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer some of the questions that I am asked the most regularly or respond to comments that are left most regularly. 1. Is Britney okay? I believe that Britney is safe, that she is in control of her life. I don't believe she's okay, but I believe it's okay that she's not okay. She is healing from a lot of trauma. Recovery is not linear, but you know what doesn't help someone be okay? When people are being hypercritical of their healing process. Leave her alone. Number 2, is Britney getting help? Yes, she is, and she's been honest about that. She has confirmed that she is in therapy, that she's also in horse therapy, and that she's taking medication. She is doing all of the healing things. Leave her alone. 3, why is she posting all these pictures of her dancing? Because she wants to. Leave her alone. 4, why are all of her captions so crazy? Okay, her captions are not crazy. It's been my belief as a fan, and I've seen it time and time and time again over the past 20 years, Britney is incredibly cryptic. And a lot of the time I theorize that Britney tends to block people she doesn't want to talk to on her phone. We do have this confirmed. I love you so much and miss you. Please unblock me so I can speak to you in person. So it's like I can see her blocking people and then going on social media to vent. And time again, these captions at the time, they may seem a little off and they don't make a lot of sense. And then give it a bit of time, stuff comes to light, and then it makes complete sense. A lot of her comments are specifically at certain people or groups, in my opinion. And if you don't understand it, it might be because it's not for you. And you can think that's stupid, but you can also unfollow her on Instagram or not read articles about her if it's upsetting you that much. 5, but Britney's a bad mom. Are you basing that information off of the assessment of Mr. Popo Zhao and the children's grandfather being Jamie Spears, who was slapped with a restraining order for attacking one of Britney's sons? You do you. And lastly, she's crazy and she should be in a conservatorship. This is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite. If that is honestly your belief, I really think that you are basically believing everything that you hear at this point, and you are unfamiliar with what conservatorships are actually for. Conservatorships in the state of California are supposed to be for people with developmental disabilities or things like Alzheimer's and dementia, particularly people that can't care for themselves, let alone be able to work. And as you break down the specifics of how Britney Spears' conservatorship came to be, it becomes very obvious that something is wrong, and quite bluntly, it's unconstitutional. You've also just exposed some internal ableism you may want to deal with. Mental illness should not equal the loss of human rights. And considering in countries like the UK, where 1 in 4 people are on antidepressants, that is a very slippery slope to go down, and trust me, you don't want to do that. And as someone who is very open that I have been diagnosed with mental illness, that I do struggle with my mental health because of trauma, if you honestly believe because something happened to me, and my brain reacted the way that a normal human brain should react, that I should not have my human rights, in the words of my sister Steph the Ultra Nerd, go find the nearest cactus, lace it with chili oil, and shove it where the sun don't shine. I feel like our society has lost its compassion and its empathy. And from what our society has put Britney through, I feel like she deserves some. Moving forward, I am choosing to focus on the positive and what Britney wants to share and how she's using her voice, which means I am going to be branching into other content. I know that that is likely going to hurt my channel, but quite bluntly, I would rather do what I think is right and suffer for it than monetize off of this garbage. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also leave a comment below. It helps with the algorithm. Double check that you are subscribed, or if you haven't subscribed, you're welcome to do so. But I seriously say that because there is a lot of unsubscribing going on this platform. So if you have any creators you love, double check to make sure you're subbed to them so you don't lose them. And if you really like my content, feel free to check out my membership option so you can join my community of space angels. And thank you again to FREEZO for supporting my content and making incredible fraps. If you're interested in trying it for yourself, you can check out the links in the description, and you can use my code ItsKim10 for 10% off at checkout. Well, that's it. Much love.